So until 2017 I always played games on console, as the exclusives that my Xbox was offering I always wanted to play, and they were not available on PC. However, things changed in late 2016 when Forza Horizon 3 was brought to the PC. So, on the 27th of September 2016, Forza Horizon 3 was launched on PC and was the first ever Forza Horizon game on a PC. A cut down version of Forza Motorsport 6 had been brought to the PC a year earlier, which in my opinion is nearly the entire game for free, but Forza Horizon 3 was the first Forza game to be a full release of the same game that was available on Xbox One. What this did for me was make me want to switch to PC, so I saved up enough money to build a PC so I could play this game on PC. But more on that in another video. Today we're going to be putting this game up against its recommended requirements. Forza Horizon 3 was released nearly 5 years ago, and when it first launched it wasn't great. People were reporting random crashes, bugs, as well as the game not fully utilising the hardware that was on offer to it. But after many bug fixes after the release, the game finally ran well and was utilising hardware the way it should be. However, the recommended and minimum requirements were never changed or updated, and you'll probably see this in the results of today's test. So the recommended requirements for Forza Horizon 3 state an Intel i7-3820 clocked at 3.6 GHz for the processor, and for the graphics card a GTX 970 or a GTX 1060 for Nvidia, and an R9 290X or an RX 480 for AMD. So yes, a pretty strange set of recommended requirements. So in the test system today I'm going to be using my own system, which is a Ryzen 5 2600 clocked at 3.4 GHz. I know this is not an i7, but only has a 5% increase in performance compared to the i7, and I really don't think the processor will be the bottleneck here. And we also have my GTX 1060 6GB as the graphics card, so we're as close as we can get to the recommended requirements. So when I went into the game I decided to try my luck by selecting the Ultra preset. To my surprise, when I got into the game it was running fine on this preset with next to no stutters or a low frame rate, no matter what I was doing in game. Plus it had these stunning visuals. In terms of frame rates though, we saw an average of 82 FPS, a 1% low of 32 FPS and a 0.1% low of 0.4 FPS over a 30-minute session. Now this 1% low figure seemed to happen once or twice around the beach area, as it seems to be really taxing on the GPU to the point where it hitches for a brief second. It seemed to happen when jumping off something or going over puddles. I'm not 100% sure why this happens, but I have a feeling it's something to do with the reflections and lighting at the beach, which puts a little bit too much strain or load on the GPU. But I believe capping the frame rate to 60 FPS would probably solve this issue. As you can see by the recorded gameplay, the GPU usage was 99% for the majority of our session, while our CPU was not even breaking a sweat. So, to conclude, is Forza Horizon 3's recommended requirements correct? Well, yes, if you want to play the game at ultra settings 60 FPS, but I believe most games' recommended requirements should be the hardware needed to run the game at high preset 60 FPS. This would mean you would probably get away with a GTX 1050 Ti or even an earlier i7 like the i7 2600 if you want to run this game at the high preset and 60 FPS. But as we can see from 5 years on, the updates to the game have made it a lot more playable to PC gamers with weaker hardware thanks to the better utilisation of the hardware. Thank you everybody for watching, and I'll see you in the next